It's the 24/11/16. When I was a child, I was dancing pretty much, ballet, stuff like that, making gymnastic and all that shit. And when I grew older, I was, because I like horses and animals, so actually I was into farming education, stuff like that. But I had it, for a long time, I wanted to dance with New York City Ballet. When I was 13 or something. And it turns out that some of this dancing also on stage in Aarhus with a now political person that ran a kind of project where we were making a concert tour for a month, right? There was some people linked all the way from I was a child and on the way to Aarhus and Copenhagen from Denmark's radios and Tropa and all this stuff. And some of them were into music videos. I made a lot of text work for some of the big artists and made some chorus stuff but I can see now that when we retrieve what kind of lowest royalty, bodyguard and songs for people and also choreography, but I think I understated a little bit the choreography thing because I really dreamt a lot of choreographies and danced a lot. So actually when I look at videos, Pink Try, for example, I think I see the choreography from when I was living with with Eric in Tønder, the dad of Alex, and it seems like there was some kind of inside something, right? And it also seemed like that some of the ballet, because the family I grew up beside of, you could say, is into royal theatre, ballet, designing, architecture, filmmaking, instruction, music making and stuff like that. They didn't recognize that I had any kind of influence or talent or production things in this. And pretty fast there was some kind of casting and illegal use of personal data and also abuse of text work I made, right? So I became a kind of secrecy delivery. I even think on my own network here, which is supposed to be my network, some of the emails stems from, there's a small tag saying the magic source, right? And that's a way you could say it if there are, we know there's spywares on this. We know that there's some surveillance spyware. And this, a magic source, it's almost like a writer would have a kind of person that they spike on, right? Or a film instructor or a music producer or something. They had a kind of magic source, right? And I think the data in the crime books way, in the TV film production, and in the more, you could say, colorful music business and also some of the colorful film like Black Swan, Black Stallion, Flashdance, and all this stuff is a kind of casting from data, right? It goes completely insane when they make a film about my, at that time, no longer, that 30 years ago, no longer artist, right? I dropped to be an artist when I was in the 20s, and especially after being in Ireland and seeing how much creep there was in the music business, and especially when U2 was hurt, right? So I actually dropped singing, and I was too old to dance anyway. But and then the dates began to be something else. It began to be what I do best is diplomacy and operational things, like campus, for example. Right, then they make, as weird as it can be, the Danish Centropa and all of this establishment, then they made a film about Tesha Campus. I don't hope it sells, because that would be worrying if it was selling any tickets. And then Susanne Bier comes up with a film called A Chance More, where it's exactly what happened in 2012. The way that film presents Eric and me and the kid is dumping, definitely dumping. they didn't know about what I was, diplomacy and working high security or reduction of ABC weapon and release of prisoners and stuff like that. Security, they thought really that the things they knew about me, you could say double account, that I was just a dump thing. And I think it's so respectless, the film A Chance More. It really shows such respectless opinion about the lower society. That they're just crazy people and they can't really behave and they can't control. It's so racistic. It's almost like a apartheid film that actually shows how the Danes really look at people that's been dumped. And actually, the media, the press, is also completely way off in perspective of meeting people on the street. Now there was a small, really weird discussion internal in the media in Europe about a homeless girl in Rome, which the press were using days to, could it be Maddie or could it not be Maddie? Like they're really, instead of, normal thinking people would take that child to the nearest church or police station and give her food and wash her and try and contact somebody who could help, who she wanted to help, her family, authorities or something like. It's so disgusting that the press in Europe discuss a matter of a minor and explore her, like putting her face on the internet site, like this is a minor on the street. What could happen then? Yeah, I can tell you what could happen. She could disappear forever, And actually, I don't understand how the media, when they go around, they have been industrial spionage, they have been backing up completely non-critical on the Clinton court cases, man. This is no opinion about Democratic or Republic. This is court case, right? And the Danish press also have a really weird assessment of the nets, which is hacking done by a media house, Berlingske, I think, and they hired a person to follow account credit card, right? So actually, they hacked into the credit card system to get news where people were, famous people, right? They would say they exposed them for risk, right? Beside they hacked. And the assessment in the press today is, for example, Denmark's radio completely way out says, is this journalism or is it hacking? Listen, there's a court case going on, meaning something criminal has appeared, right? Hacking. And Denmark's radio is one of the major problems in this case. They are constantly, delivering silent attack and using data, right? Even together with the scandalized sex crime BBC, and together with Eurovision, where my cousin was really fooling around, and with the Centropa, which is the most disgusting sexual assaulting thing ever seen in Denmark, right? So in a way you could say all media is so way out that I don't even think people notice what they write. I mean, there's nothing journalism in this. It's and some of the more fine newspapers as Politiken and Information and Kristelig Dagblad, all of them have the same undertone of racism against weaker groups, minority, and a kind of, we know better, we are the right opinion, right? It is establishment that live in their own kind of bubble of the reality. There's no one on the ground. Nobody, normal people have the problems these rich, incompetent, ignoring people have that live their life on luxury from the state, right? So I have no respect from the media anymore. I think Prince Harry is right about that the media, the journalism was before a high estimated field of trying to seek the truth, not telling that they knew, but seeking it, right?